This will be either a good morning or a good afternoon, depending on which seminar you're attending. Our purpose today is to highlight the possibilities that really exist to link literacy and numeracy together. We've had a period now where perhaps creative mathematical approaches have been possibly squeezed out, and we really think there are some really good opportunities to motivate pupils who may not be motivated by mathematics through using storytelling, narrative, literature to help them really grasp what can often be sometimes some abstract mathematical content and actually link this together.
The session then is a joint English maths session. On Thursday you'll be working with English and science tutors, but today you're only working with maths tutors. The English content is going to be delivered by me via video. My section now is just to remind you of the lead lecture that was the first week of this mini module, where I was talking about narrative and story and drama approaches. And I introduced Bruner's idea of paradigmatic thought and narrative thought. And paradigmatic thought, if you remember, is that abstract mathematical thought, and he compares that against narrative thought, which is about people and desires and emotions and stories. And he says that the paradigmatic and the narrative live alongside each other. So what we're doing is we're giving that abstract mathematical thought a context by putting it within narrative and story, which is actually how our brains like to work. This shouldn't be a shock, because actually language informs everything that we do. This is the way in which we explore ideas, whether we're exploring ideas in English or in history or art or science or mathematics. And I speak, remember, as a former secondary school maths teacher. So all we're doing is pulling together those ideas of language and literacy, language and mathematics, sorry.
And we really hope from this session that you'll actually take away some activities that you can actually use whilst you're out on school experience. We want you to reflect back on what you've already seen and actually look ahead to the future and think, well, where do I see this approach being taken? And of course there are links with your work in year 2 when we consider the Alps approach by Liebeck, and also some of the counting activities that we did in year 1. So, make those connections all the way throughout. There's a critical tension as well to this session, in as much as we're considering planning lessons and whether we should start with the national curriculum as our real sort of starting point and then plan from clear objectives, or whether we can take something creative and then really be very specific about what parts of the national curriculum we're drawing on. So that's something just to hold on to as well as we make our way through.